Okay, so the first thing we're doing for tomato juice is I literally I did take the stem off. You technically don't have to, but you leave the skins on and everything. Quarter them, put them in a pot, let them cook down. The reason why it doesn't matter if you take the skins off or the stems is because I personally use a bag that you're going to be putting them through some kind of straining process. So all that stuff's going to come out anyway. Just took the lid off. As you can see, they are almost overflowing. I'm a little scared to mash. So a potato masher really does good. Okay, good. It's working. So I'm just going to mash these up real good and continue on my merry way. So I just finished mashing. As you can see, it's looking nice and pretty. I'm going to cook it a little bit more just to make sure all of those juices are released. And then we're going to dump it in a bag. And I'm using a nut milk bag. I've also got I've got different kind of bags. You can use like a wine bag. I don't know if you know what those are. Or you can use like the metal strainer where you have the little wooden thing you move around. That's probably the method that most of y'all are used to. I prefer the bag because I can hang it and just let it drip for a while and really get all those juices out. Okay, so forgive my messy kitchen. I made a mess also while doing this. So I've got it in a bag and I've got it hanging up. I just literally tie it up above on the cabinet and I just let it, trying to get better light here, and I just let it drip for, until it's pretty much done dripping. I'll squeeze some. Now when this gets done, I'm actually going to reheat this juice because canning is so much easier if you do it while the stuff you're canning is warm, because half the time you don't even have to water bathe it. It'll seal on its own. So as you can see, it's pretty much done. I've squeezed, and I could probably still get like the tiniest, yeah, I mean I can get like the tiniest bit out, not enough to really make that much difference. Now as I said before, I use everything. This will either be compost or bird food. I haven't decided yet, probably bird food. They actually happen to really like tomatoes. I've got jars sterilizing in the oven. That's just my preferred method. Some people boil them. I do boil my lids and getting them ready. So basically the only thing I'm going to be adding to this when I bring it back to a nice heat is salt. So, some people add celery, some people add lemon juice. I mean, you can add whatever you want. I'm a full-blown, just straight-up tomato, maybe a little bit of salt type of person. So the next step, probably the next thing you're going to see is the finished jars. So once this gets to a nice heat, I'm going to have the jars all ready. And now I always have more jars ready than I need, just because you don't want to have too few. So once I get all the jars out and sterilized and ready, I'm going to bring this up to a heat, and then I'm going to pour it in real quick, and I'm going to put the lids on real quick. Now, if you do it all of that real quick, you shouldn't need to water bathe it. It should seal on its own, which is maybe a little bit lazy, but it's what I like to do. And, if some don't seal, then I'll have to water bathe. So cluck, cluck, I am back. I'm done. I got 3 quarts, which is, when I looked in there, I thought to myself, that's probably about 3 quarts. We will wait for these to seal. I think they might already be sealed. So I got 3 quarts out of what y'all saw. Yeah, that's about right. It does take a lot of tomatoes to make tomato juice, and different tomatoes are better. Some of these are German Johnson, some of them are the heirloom Cherokee, so forth. This is a mixture. This might last me 2 days if I'm feeling in the tomato juice mood. I love tomato juice. But I'm going to try to make these last. I've got a whole bunch more tomatoes to cook. I've got to do some stewed tomatoes for my husband. Even though I prefer just to do all tomato juice, I will be doing some of those tomorrow. I may or may not show you how. It's basically the same process though, except I will be peeling the tomatoes and stewing them. But other than that, it's pretty much the same process.